everyone, it's Hunter and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, it is so nice to meet you. Today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my holiday book recommendations. Last year, I bought a ton of holiday books and read pretty much all of them. So I wanted to give you guys some recommendations of those books, and then next week's book video will be my holiday TBR, so books that I haven't read that are holiday related and that came out this year. So with that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel down below and be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. I forgot to mention, if you're new to my channel, I'm currently, at the time of filming this, 17 weeks pregnant, so I get out of breath very quickly. So if it seems like I'm really breathy, it's because I can't breathe, which is kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. So I'm pulling up my Goodreads on my computer because that's the easiest way for me to do this. So some of these are on Kindle Unlimited, some of these are not on Kindle Unlimited, some of them I purchased, but let's go ahead and get started. So the first book I have is In Holidays, and I actually did not read this one last year. Maybe I did read it last year. Did I read it last year? I read this one not during the holiday season because it was not available at the library, but it is by Christina Lauren. And basically you have this girl, hold on, I need to read the synopsis because it's been so long since I read it. So let me pull it up real quick. Also, I'm sitting in my living room right now. I put this on the screen so that there would be some sort of like ambiance. Alexa, turn off living room. Can you see me better now? Okay, but I put on this to give us some vibes, and then also I have my decorations right here. Eventually I'll have my Christmas tree in the background, but we don't have it yet, so that's why. Okay. So, In Holidays by Christina Lauren. I gave this book 5 stars, and it's about the synopsis at the top. It says, one Christmas wish, 2 brothers and a lifetime of hope are on the line for hapless Malin Jones in Holidays, the quintessential holiday romantic novel by Christina Lauren. So, Malin Jones is living with her parents. She's in a nowhere job, and she just made a romantic error of epic proportions, is what the description says. This year for Christmas, she's going to a cabin in Utah where her family has spent every holiday since she was born, along with 2 other families, and the next thing she knows, she wakes up and has the same, it's basically Groundhog Day but for Christmas, and she kind of has to work through all of her feelings so that she can get out of this time loop, but also so that she can figure out who she loves. I thought it was really cute. I listened to the audiobook when I did, and I thought it was precious. So the next book that's on this list that I'm recommending is Kiss the Girl by Melanie Jacobson, and I'm pretty sure this one is on Kindle Unlimited. It is the second book in a series, but it's the Christmas version, I guess. Okay, so in this one, we have Grace, who is 26 years old. She has to put her high-profile job on pause to go work in her dad's hardware store, and this is basically a Hallmark movie in a book, but she has to put her career on hold to go run her dad's hardware store, and she's convinced that she's absolutely not going to date a small-town guy because she lives in the city, and she just wants to not do that. She doesn't want to be tied to a small town, and then she meets this really nice guy who is a part of this small town, and they decide to fake date to help him get a promotion, and we all know how fake dating ends. I think it was super sweet. I'm pretty sure this was a closed door romance. It wasn't spicy, I don't think. I feel like I would have remembered if it was spicy, but I really liked it. I thought it was super cute, and it's a super quick read, so 5 out of 5 for me. Okay, the next book is called A Convenient Christmas by Jodie Holford, and it's called A Convenient Christmas because we have Abby who loves Christmas, and her business is to decorate and kind of get people in the holiday spirit. Basically, she can gift wrap for people, arranging their Christmas dinners or parties or whatever. Her job is basically to make Christmas special for as many people as she can. And one of her clients hires her to make her son in the holly jolly mood decorate his house, and then he fires her. But she is determined to do the job because he didn't hire her, his mom did. So she is determined to do this. He's a single dad. It's a single dad romance. It's a small town. They spend lots of time together. We know what forced proximity does. It's just so sweet and cute and just perfect. I'm pretty sure this is also on Kindle Unlimited, so super cute. The next one is actually a little bit different. It was more this felt very fable-y to me, but it is Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna, and let me just read you the description because it's a little bit hard for me to describe. Joy Candelero once loved Christmas more than any other time of year. Now, as the holiday approaches, she's at a crossroads in her life, recently divorced and alone. She can't summon the old enthusiasm for celebrating. So without telling anyone, she buys a ticket and boards a plane bound for the Pacific Northwest. When an unexpected detour takes her deep into the woods of the Olympic rainforest, Joy makes a bold decision to leave her ordinary behind to just walk away. In the small town of Rain Valley, 6-year-old Bobby O'Shea is facing his first Christmas without a mother. Unable to handle the loss, Bobby has closed himself off from the world, talking only to his invisible best friend. His father Daniel is beside himself, desperate to help his son cope. Yet when the little boy meets Joy, these two unlikely souls form a deep and powerful bond. In helping Bobby and Daniel heal, Joy finds herself again. But not everything is as it seems in Quiet Rain Valley, and in an instant, Joy's world is ripped apart and her heart is broken. On a magical Christmas Eve, a night of impossible dreams and unexpected chances, Joy must find the courage to believe in a love and a family that can't possibly exist and go in search of what she wants, the new life she can find. Only she can find. I thought that one was really good. It was a very short book, so it was a super quick read, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute, but also less like mushy than the other books that I read. Most of these are pretty mushy. So the next one is a Christmas YA book. It's called So This Is Christmas by Tracy Andreen. And Finley returns to her hometown of Christmas, Oklahoma from boarding school, and there she runs into this guy that she tricked this guy into believing that Christmas, Oklahoma was this idyllic Christmas town. And so this guy shows up in her town and it's not what he was expecting. And so basically she spends the holiday season trying to make Christmas, Oklahoma as magical as possible. And it's super cute. It's YA, but it's romance and it's just adorable. So 5 out of 5 for me. Actually, I think I gave it 4 out of 5. Whatevs. Next is Duke Actually, which is the second book in the series, A Princess for Christmas. I do want to read A Princess for Christmas, but I read Duke Actually first. And it's by Jenny Holiday. There's a royal wedding. We have Maximilian von Hansberg, Baron of Loudon and heir to the Duke of Aquila, is not having a Merry Christmas. He's been dumped by a princess, he's unemployed, and his domineering father has sent him to New York to meet a prospective bride he has no interest in. In the city, he meets Danny Martinez, a smart and gorgeous professor he's determined to befriend before their best friends marry in the Eldovian wedding of the century. He's the best man, he's the man of honor. So basically the Duke is the best friend of a princess and the groom is the best friend of just like a professor in New York. So we have this random, honestly, this is probably giving away the first half of the book. I mean, the first book in the series that I haven't even read yet, but it kind of gives it away. We have a normal guy meets a princess and they get married. And so while they are in Eldovia, is that the name of it? Eldovia? Yeah. They're in Eldovia, which is a fake European country. We love a fake European country. They're the best. And I feel like every fake European country sounds like Eldovia, Genovia, Aldovia. We love that. But they spend some time together because they are both going to be in this wedding and they get to know each other, they have fun, and of course proximity. We know it happens. 5 out of 5 for me. This next one is, I gave it 4 stars because it reminded me of One Day in December. It's called We Met in December by Rosie Curtis. And the description of this is following the year in the life of a 20-something British woman who falls hard for her London flatmate. This clever, fun, unforgettable romantic comedy is the perfect feel-good holiday read. So I gave it 4 stars because it just has the same premise as One Day in December. But if you haven't read One Day in December, I think you'd really, really love it. But I still think it's a very cute book. The next one is A Magical New York Christmas by Anita Hughes. And this one is set at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. We have Sabrina Post. She is she's ghostwriting a memoir for a famous art dealer. And she's a struggling artist. She gets 6 nights for free at the plaza or someone else is paying for it, and she feels like Eloise, which is part of the reason why I love this book so much. But she's ghostwriting the memoir of the person who was the butler for the Eloise author. So the person she's ghostwriting the memoir for, his name is Grayson, and Grayson was the butler for the author of the Eloise books, and she loves Eloise. And while she's there, she runs into this guy who's a British visitor at the hotel, and he assumes that she is this wealthy woman staying at the plaza, and she assumes the same of him, but neither one of them are actually what they seem, and they get to know each other. The plaza's magical, especially at Christmas time. I've never been to New York at Christmas time, and I've never been to New York, but I've never been to New York at Christmas, and I've never been to the Plaza Hotel, but I've seen Eloise at Christmas time like a million times. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies, so I think it's really sweet. This book just like feels really special to me because I love Eloise. So that one I love. A Magical New York Christmas by Anita Hughes. Next is the 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless, and I gave this one 4 stars as well, and I think it was just because it felt kind of slow to me. But basically we have Kate who returns to her hometown, and she decides to sign up for this program called the 12 Dates of Christmas. So she gets matched up with 12 different dates, and they can decide to like stop at any time if they decide that the person that they went on a date with was the person that they want to be with. But she ends up going on all 12 dates, and it takes forever, but she realizes that the person she's meant to be with is right under her nose the whole time, and it's just really sweet. I'd say this is best friends to lovers, if that's not too much of a spoiler, but it's really cute, and it's very in the Christmas holiday vibe, especially because it actually just takes place through the Christmas season. So big fan of that one. I've got 2 more recommendations. There's Meet Me in London by Georgia Toffolo. We have this clothing designer who works at a bar in Chelsea, and then she spends her time designing vintage clothes, so hopefully she can open her own boutique one day. And then she meets this guy who is basically loaded, and he is opening a new department store, and he is determined to impress his mother with a new girlfriend, so they decide to be fake fiancés. And once again, we all know what happens when people fake date, fake fiance situation. I like fake dating tropes. It's one of my favorite. That one and Best Friends to Lovers I think are my fave, because there's lots of denial of feelings, but I really love those, and I thought this one was really sweet. So yeah, there's that. And the last one, this one was a bit spicier than I was expecting it to be, but it's called Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist, and it's part of a series from Mistletoe Romance #1, and this is by Cody Hall. We have Nick Winter, who is coming out of the military, and he's come home for Christmas to help his family run their Christmas tree farm, and his bestie girl is named Noelle, and she is trying to lift his spirits and make him kind of feel more in the Christmassy mood. And then they kiss, and it turns out to be the most amazing kiss. So I think they just spend the rest of the book trying to convince each other that they don't have feelings for each other. But we all know how that works. So those are all of my holiday book recommendations. I feel like it was kind of chaotic because I read these books so long ago that it was hard for me to like remember every story off the top of my head, because let's be real, I can't even remember the synopsis of the first book I read this month. But those are my holiday book recommendations. Again, I read them all last year, so there are definitely some more books that I probably would recommend after I read them, but I just haven't gone that far yet. So that is what I've got for today's video. If you guys want to hear about books that came out this year, or ones that I'm going to be reading or have already read for this holiday season, then be sure to subscribe to my channel down below, because that video is coming next week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.